Hi everyone, welcome back to our Studio Transylvania, to George here in Canberra and Lyons. Today I want to show you something I got very fascinated lately, how to weld copper, and my object of welding today will be copper pyramid. As I already built some of them, I would like to share with you some of my knowledge and research I found lately. To weld copper, I'm going to use my TIG. I'm not going to use any oxy, acetylene or something, just pure TIG, normal DC minus with 50 amps. I'm going to show you for the very beginning what sort of filler wire I'm going to use. In my research I found brazing rods used for braze copper, non-flux brazing rods. I'm going to show you here the two types of label from the brazing rods I found lately, if the camera can show you. And the second one with the 5%, the camera can show. So these will be my brazing rods. The reason I'm saying I've done a lot of research to see what I can find cheap, and I experimented as well a wide variety of filler rods. I even bought some very expensive ones with 5832. Can't show you the company, but doesn't matter. If you really look for something special designed for TIG, these are very expensive, which I wouldn't recommend. And I spent 60 bucks on these 5 rods, and then I came up with my findings around plumbing stores. Any plumbing stores will be able to sell you. Plumbing stores which sell copper pipe, they should have brazing rods. The 2% and 5% brazing rods will cost you probably $2.30 each, and 5% $3.96 each, which is much cheaper than $11 one of these rods. So brazing rods, 2 and 5%, very good for copper TIG welding, especially pipes. And if you do some welding arts around home, and you are a hobbyist like me, they're very good on 50 amps with using your existing TIG. No need to buy any oxygen or acetylene cylinders, just normal TIG welding. For all the welders out there, if you guys have different findings, please do share with me. More than happy to hear from you. Now let's get back to my project today. I'm gonna build up a pyramid on my own way. I'm gonna use some of these things, a scourer, I'm gonna use a wire brush, a couple of hammers. I'm gonna use this little jig to make the base of my pyramid. I'm going also to use some of these little square profiles I made myself to create the tip of my pyramid where I'll join all the parts. That being said, for the tip of my pyramid I cut myself 3/4 of an inch little pipe, 20 mil long. For those which are working in metric, 3/4 of an inch, 19 millimeters, just for the tip. Also my pipe size I'm gonna use to build my pyramid will be 1/2 an inch. For those which are using metric, that's 12.7 with 0.7 millimeter thickness. Normal copper pipe, which I'll prove it is very easy to weld it by using TIG and brazing rods from any plumbing store around your area. I'll start from the very beginning to create a little square shape out of this round pipe. I'm gonna use this piece of wood square and my little hammer, and slowly I'm gonna shape it. So, like I said, I created few little tools to be able to get the shapes I need. And let's get to work and see how the copper welding on a pyramid works like. I spent some money on buying the copper. I found some cheap, I found some expensive stores, and finally I'm quite happy with my findings, and I'd like to share them with you. So copper welding by using TIG, giving to you these dies by RStudio Transylvania by George here. To build my pyramid I got 4 pipes I cut to a different angle. Angles are still one of my secrets, which I determined. I got other 4 pieces of copper to build my base, with which I will start soon. I can also say I can create any pyramid to the golden ratio Egyptian. Following the golden ratio, all you have to give me just the base of the pyramid you want to make, and I can make it for you. Saying I can make it for you, meaning I can give you a price. If you like to build a pyramid and you like to have it built by me, I can anytime do it for you, and anywhere around the globe. If the pyramid is not bigger than a meter, I can deliver it, postage and handling. But if it gets bigger than a meter, then it's only by pickup, because it's a big size package which would be very hard to travel around the world. So like you probably realize, I'm showing you how to make it, I'm showing you how to weld copper, and also I would like to say, for those which like the pyramids for any reason, scientific or personal use, I will be capable to build it for you. I will sell it for you. Just give me the sizes you like to have, and I will comply with that size doing my calculations. Okay, let's get to work. Enough talk. I bought myself a lot of filler wire, brazing, copper brazing filler wire, so I can work more with it. I'll show you at the end of this recording some of my pyramids I already built. I also recommend something for those of you which will be interested in working with copper, welding and grinding. Please be aware, the fumes are very high, and if you're a sensitive person, just wear a mask. It's very good during the welding process and during the cleaning process, where I'm going to use a grinder, I'll show you, and cleaning the copper pyramid. I'm gonna use these pads, Scotch-Brite, and the back pad, and instead of any rough sanding paper or grinding discs, which are not going to give a good surface, I'm gonna use this. So this will be my cleaning tool, which is a very useful tool if you can find it. So during the welding and cleaning, please wear the safety gear. If you got a paper mask and glasses, and of course helmets and gloves. Some of this brazing wire doesn't really require a perfect cleaning, but it's good if you like to make sure everything works properly. With some scourer, just give it a nice clean, both ends. It's easy. You buy a scourer like this from any supermarket. I also have realized the copper being a highly conductive material, it gets heat up very quick. So on a 50 amps I'm using here, as you heard, I'm not using continuous welding because copper gets very hot very quicker than aluminium. So I'm kind of using a pulse welding, but using my trigger. I can set it up on a pulse, but I'm much more able to control it by using my trigger and my finger on the trigger. So I'm not holding it that much when I tack the copper pipes. This is just a simple tack on a copper using brazing rod. So I got this jig which enables me to get the right angle. Of course I will check it at the end anyway. Very expensive rods are probably doing the same job. I experimented with them, but being so expensive, we're talking about money wise, where people having a hobby like this, welders, doing it at home, money wise it's a problem. If you work in a shop, of course they can spend more money. Again, if there's anybody interested to do this as professional, you should have test the welds and see pressure in the pipe and anything else needed. Let's go further more and do my project. Under the frame it's already tacked both sides. As you can see, looks good. Be very careful, do some tests before you run welding on a project made out of copper. Run some tests on a little piece of copper, see how you go. Adjust your amperage. My favorite amperage right now is 50 amps. and I'm pretty happy with that. I'm using a 2.4 millimeter electrode on my torch on the tip. I'm using argon shield. So these are the technical details. Let's move on. The final reshape of my little square out of a round pipe. I will force it into the right size, which is 15 by 15 millimeter square piece of metal. And this I will get in, and I'll create a square pipe. By hammering it all sizes will easily slide out. Just slowly. This is probably the easiest way. Copper is very soft and you can create a little square. This is a tip of mine shared with you by using some of my little tools, using wood and steel, you know, square 15 millimeters for a 19 mil little pipe to create this square. We progress from here and start welding the rest of the project. A project like this might take a while to do it right, but once you learn how to do it, it's very easy and it's very accurate and very easy for any TIG welder. I don't like it. So I'm using my little square to be able to join the pyramid, which is very handy if you know the angles, how to cut it. I'm referring to you. I know the angles. So far so good. I just tacked my 4 elements of the pyramid. I got the frame over there. All I have to do now, put the frame down the bottom, tack it and weld it all around. It's very easy. Welding copper pipe using brazing rods from your local plumbing store or your hardware store. Cheap brazing rods, non-flux brazing rods. Excellent for TIG welding, copper TIG welding. Don't pay a fortune for the expensive stuff, they do the same job. Alright, my pyramid, it's all tacked together. What's going to be followed will be welding and of course a little bit of polishing, and I got other elements I already built. I'll show you as I progress. Very easy. And copper welding from Marsfield, Transylvania, here in Canberra from George. maybe first time, maybe God knows how many other people have found this idea, but this is what I'm gonna use the brazing rods from now on to TIG weld copper. 1/2 meter base copper pyramid. Anybody interested, just give me a bell, I can build it to you any size. Alright, what have I done? I had a couple of feet for my pyramid, which will have to be adjusted and welded, and that will conclude the shape. Very easy to weld a copper pyramid. There's no difference in much of a difference in between TIG welding, stainless steel or mild steel. Just the fact copper hits very fast, you have to control the heat, and it's experiencing by yourself by testing brazing rods on a little copper pipe. See, you can actually push the melted filler rod into the gap slowly, and once you achieve that a little bit, you'll be very happy with yourself welding any copper. So I'll do the rest now and weld it, and I'll show you other little things I want to do with this pyramid, which will actually look like a piece of art and also like experimentation pyramid for any other matters. Right, that's my pyramid. I attach my 4 little feet here. I'm gonna cool it off. I weld it all around, inside, outside. Practicing TIG welding on copper, it's a very good idea. You will realize you actually can push that filler wire into the gap slowly. Once you got the right quantity over there, you don't need to add more. It works in the same way like oxyacetylene, but it's much easier controllable. You can control that filler wire. So let's say I spend a rod and a half of brazing rod to weld this 500 mil base pyramid. So that gives me $2.40, around $3.50 brazing rod, plus another $45 of copper pipe, plus my time and so on and so on. But as you can see, it's not impossible. Anybody's got a TIG welder at home, you don't need to have a pulse welding feature. You can control that with your finger on your trigger, and you can build anything you like out of this beautiful copper. As I say, for your safety, wear the right and the proper safety gear, gloves, a paper mask, a helmet, and glasses when it comes to clean. So I'm going to cool it off and clean it, and then I'll show you the other shape I will introduce it into this pyramid. It will be an experimentation pyramid. Watch me. Don't go. Here I am from Austria, Transylvania, George. My copper pyramid built today, showing you TIG welding on copper. Here's a wide range of pyramids I built so far, small and big, stainless steel, aluminium, mild steel, different shapes, combination of system pyramids, a system I've done previously to see how it's going to work like. Today I built this one. Also, all the people who watch my videos, you know I like the hexagons. I managed to build the hexagons, and I managed to build these hexagons, and this will be a system I intend to put inside of hexagons and create a copper pyramid with a hexagon system for different tests and for different reasons I might believe in. If you believe in the same thing, give me a bell. So as you can see, I got a wide range of pyramids from Austria, Transylvania, showing you copper welding. Easy. I'll probably post some photos with the final system of this copper pyramid. Thank you very much for watching. From Austria, Transylvania, something new today. Copper welding, as you can see, cheap, easy, quick, nice and beautiful. So good luck to all of you. I hope it was helpful to you, and it is helpful to you in practicing TIG welding. I'm a welder and I'm proud of what I am. From Canberra, George, wishes you all the best. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Okay, here concludes my work today in a copper welding pyramid. Here's my pyramid system, your energy, pyramid energy, for those who love that. That's all my work with the hexagons, the nice crystals inside, and the fate. Besides the big one we have in the background, another thing you can build by using your TIG, your welding skills on copper welding. Concluding with this job, I'm very happy to present it to you. Hope you enjoyed it. From George here in Canberra, all the best and good luck in welding copper. Thank you very much for watching. Tell me what you think.